Hi student, hi students. Welcome to all of you to this session of fluid mechanics. Dear students, you know that last class I have discussed about the flow through pipe, the major energy loss. Today we will be discussing about the minor energy loss. Before coming to the discussion, let us introduce myself. I am Dhiraj Mondol, Assistant Professor, JIS College of Engineering, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Okay, this is my YouTube channel, DM Study Center. You can subscribe my channel and you can follow this channel for the lecture related to your fluid mechanics, refrigeration, air conditioning, fluid machinery, Constitution of India, and so on. Some GS related subject. Okay, this is my Telegram channel where you can access all the PDF and notes. This is my Facebook page. You can follow me and my email ID for any kind of query, and you have to submit the assignment in this email ID. This is my phone number. In case of any doubt related to subject and the admission, you can connect here. Admission is open for 2020 in JS College of Engineering. So I welcome to all of you for newcomer who want to join Mechanical Engineering Department, JS College of Engineering. You can call here or you can call me in this number. Okay, you know that JIS College of Engineering, it is most trusted engineering college in Eastern India Today 2020 ranking first private engineering college in West Bengal. Okay, this is the brochure of Mechanical Engineering Department. You can see the Department of Mechanical Engineering and NBA accredited, and JIS College of Engineering is NIRF rank college in NIRF rank for 2020. You can contact, this is the contact number in case if you want to join Mechanical Engineering Department or any query you can ask me. Okay, so we have discussed flow through pipe, these losses of energy in pipe. We have seen that there was major energy loss, minor energy loss. So this part was discussed last class. Today we will be discussing about the minor energy loss. In case of minor energy loss, you will be seen there is some sudden expansion of pipe, sudden contraction of pipe. If you bending the pipe, there is some losses, some loss due to some obstruction. Okay, so these all will be discussed in this lecture. Okay, so here basically you can see minor energy loss. So loss of heat of energy due to friction in pipe is known as major energy loss. You know, that is your Darcy-Weisbach principle and Chassis formula. You can find out the major energy loss. But if you want to find out the minor energy loss, so here it is known as major. While the major loss of energy due to change of velocity of the fluid, magnitude and direction is called minor energy loss. Okay, so due to change of velocity we will experience some losses. So you know that if there is some expansion of the pipe, like this, then there may be some change of velocity, and because of that there may be some losses. If there is some contraction of the pipe, means like this. If there is some bending of the pipe, like this. Okay, loss of heat at entrance. Whenever some fluid is entering into the pipe, then there may be some loss. When it is coming out from the pipe, okay, then at the exit we will experience some losses. Loss due to an obstruction, that means if it is your pipe, there is an in between pipe there is some foreign material or some object which is placed here, and because of that the flow is the resisted. Okay, so because of that there may be some losses. Next is your loss of head due to bend in pipe. bend in pipe means suddenly it is like making like a L shape like this. And if there is some pipe fitting, two pipe are fitted together, and because of that we will experience some losses. Okay, so first of all we will be discussing about the loss of head due to sudden enlargement. Whenever some liquid is flowing through this pipe 1 and pipe 2, you can see, so suddenly the pipe 2, you can see the diameter of the pipe and diameter of the pipe 1 and 2, it is varying. So because of this change of velocity, change of diameter, there may be some change of velocity also, because we know that q is equal to area into velocity. Q is what? Discharge. Now the discharge is equal to a cross sectional area into velocity of the pipe. Now if you know the continuity equation, q is equal to a1 v1 is equal to a2 v2. Now you see the area is depending upon the diameter. Okay, if the diameter is changing, suddenly diameter is increasing. Okay, so we know that area is inversely proportional to v. So if suddenly diameter is increasing, then velocity will be in decreasing order, isn't it? So that is why, because of this change of velocity, there may be some loss of energy. Okay, so let us consider this is a pipe number 1, pipe number 2. Now it is flowing like this. If it is flowing like this, then let us consider the section 1. This is the section 1. In this section, let us consider the pressure exerted on this section is your P1. So what is the pressure force? It is equal to P1 into A1, because area A1 is the cross sectional area of the pipe 1. Okay, now here you can see the force here. What is the force exerted? Pressure force, that is your P1 A1. Okay, now if I am considering this is your another phase, section 2, then there must be some pressure force exerted on the reverse side or opposite side of the section 1, because the fluid is flowing like this. Okay, so here you can see the pressure force. What is the pressure force? P2 A2, because area A2 is the cross sectional area of the section 2. Okay, now in this section let us consider the velocities or V2. What do we need to find out? We need to find out due to enlargement what is the change of loss of energy. So basically we need to find out v1 minus v2 whole square by 2g. That I am coming afterward how it is appearing. So that derivation will be discussed here. So you just first of all assume that this is your v1 velocity, v1 p1 pressure, area cross sectional area is a1, this is your p2 a2 and v2. Now whenever the fluid is flowing like this, then here in this position and this position there is some void will be created, and because of this void some back pressure or some vacuum pressure will be created here. Am I right? Basically when due to the sudden change of diameter of pipe from d1 to d2, you can see, let us consider this is your d1 is the diameter of the pipe and d2 is the this. Okay, so due to sudden change of diameter of pipe from d1 to d2, the liquid flowing from smaller pipe to pipe is not able to flow abrupt change. Means when it is flowing here, okay, then it will not able to follow the abrupt change of the boundary. Thus the flow separates from the boundary and turbulent eddies are formed. Here you can see in this figure, whenever it is flowing, it cannot be fulfill this all the portion, because there will be some separation of the boundary. Okay, so the flow separates from the boundary, and we will be experience some turbulent eddies, means some eddies formation will be there, or some losses will be there. Okay, here you can see, because of that some back pressure will be created. So let us consider P dot is the pressure intensity of the liquid eddies from area A2 minus A1. So here if this area is your A2 and this area is your A1, so in this portion let us consider what is area. A2 minus A1 is the area, and because of that let us consider H is the loss of head due to sudden enlargement. Now H is what? Loss of head due to sudden enlargement, that I have to find out. And here in this portion I hope it is clear that P dot is the pressure in this void portion, and some back pressure will be experienced, some back pressure, and here is some void will be created. Okay, so if I am applying Bernoulli's equation in section 1 and section 2, so what will happen? Modified Bernoulli's equation. Remember what is modified Bernoulli's equation? The losses will be taken into consideration. So P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus Z1 is equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2 plus loss of head due to sudden enlargement, that is your HE. So due to sudden enlargement, this is the loss of head. So I have applied Bernoulli's equation between section 1 and section 2, and these are the equation which I have got. But here you can see Z1 is equal to Z2 because it is same datum line. Okay, horizontal pipe. So now mathematically what we will be getting? HE is equal to P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g minus V2 square by 2g. This is simple equation, just simplifying. After simplifying this one, okay, now what we are considering, consider the control volume of liquid between section 1 and section 2. Here you can see this is the Bernoulli's equation, and this one is because of this horizontal plane line, the z datum will be equal. So this is the HE. So up to this it is clear, na? So after simplifying this equation we will be getting this equation. HE is equal to this equation number 1. Now consider the control volume of liquid between section 1 and section 2. Then the force acting on the liquid in the control volume in the direction of flow, basically Fx is equal to force acting in the direction of flow, and it is equal to what? P1 A1 plus P2, basically you can see here P1 A1 plus P dot, pressure force here in this portion. What is the pressure force? Okay, this is the P dot into A2 minus A1. So that is written here, Fx is equal to P1 A1 plus P dot into A2 minus A1 minus P2 A2, because it is acting reverse side. This is the P2 A2, but it is acting positive side. Let us consider. So here you can see Fx is equal to this equation. I hope it is clear. This is the force acting on the liquid in the control volume in the direction of the flow. But what we have seen experimentally, it is found that P dot is equal to P1. that you have to assume basically it is some experimental value after some calculation after by the help of some devices. It has been observed that whatever the back pressure or in the void portion, whatever the pressure we are getting, that is equal to the pressure at the pipe section, my initial pipe, that is your pipe number 1. So mathematically this experimentally this it is found that P dot is equal to P1. Now put the value of P dot is equal to P1, you will be seen this is your final equation. Fx is equal to P1 A1 into plus P1 into A2 minus A1 minus P2 A2. Now you can see this part P1 A1 and P1 N will be cancelled out. Okay, so P1 A2 minus P2 A2 will be the equation. The final figure you will see Fx is equal to P1 minus P2 into A2. So difference of pressure into A2 is the Fx. So this is the force which is basically it is basically driving the liquid. Okay, now if I want to consider the momentum of liquid per second at section 1, then what is that? Mass into velocity is the momentum of liquid per second. So mass into velocity is the momentum, you know, and mass is equal to rho a v, mass flow rate. What is mass flow rate? Rho a v. So rho 1 a1 v1 into velocity v1. In the section 1, what is the mass momentum? Rho a1 v1 square. Very very important. This is the momentum. Basically what we want to do, that we want to replace all the values. Here you can see this P1 minus P2 by rho z, it will be replaced by v, by velocity, by the term, by the help of by this velocity. So that what we are doing, we know that momentum is equal to this rho a1 v1. Similarly momentum in the section per second, and in the section 2 rho a2 v2 square. Same process you have to apply. So what is the change of momentum? Change of momentum is the rho a2 v2 square minus rho a1 v1 square. Okay, but you know that continuity equation. What is continuity equation? A1 v1 is equal to a2 v2 for the incompressible flow. So as liquid is incompressible in nature, so we can say that a1 v1 is equal to a2 v2 and not considering the rho here. Actual continuity equation is equal to rho 1 a1 v1 is equal to rho 2 a2 v2. Okay. Okay. Now a1 v1 is equal to a2 v2. From this equation, what we have seen, a1 is equal to a2 v2 by v1. a1 is equal to a2 v2 by v1. Now see here, change of momentum per second. What is the change of momentum? We know that rho a2 v2 square minus rho a1 v1 square. So put the value of a1, you will be getting the value of a1 is equal to a2 v2 by v1. So ultimately what we are getting, the equation is a rho a1 v1 is v2 rho a2 v2 square minus rho a2 v1 v2. So ultimately if I am taking common rho a2, so v2 square minus v1 v2 is the change of momentum per second. Okay, so this is the change of momentum per second, rho a2 into v2 square minus v1 v2. Now the net force acting on the control volume in the direction of flow must be equal to the rate of change of momentum or change of momentum per second. So this is the change of momentum per second, and net force acting on the control volume is this P1 minus P2 into A2. So ultimately mathematically what we can say, P1 minus P2 into A2 is equal to change of momentum per second, that is your rho A2 into V2 square minus V1 minus V2. Why we are doing this? Because we need to replace this term, and this is what, P1 minus P2 by rho z. So here you can see P1 minus P2 by rho is equal to A2 cancel out, so V2 square by V1 V2. Now again what we are doing, extra rho g I am taking, so ultimately P1 minus P2 by rho g is equal to V2 square minus V1 V2 by g. Okay, now simply you have to replace this form. Okay, so you can see here, dividing the by g, you will be getting, this is your final figure. Okay, so ultimately what we have seen, we have seen that this is the equation, h is equal to P1 minus P2 by rho g plus V1 minus V2 by 2g. So put the value of P1 minus P2 by rho g here, so you will be getting, this is your value, you can see. So P1 minus P2 by rho g is equal to this, so h is equal to V2 square minus V1 V2 by g plus V1 square by g minus V2 square by g, and LCM, take LCM, then you will be getting this equation. Or h is equal to loss of head due to enlargement is equal to V1 minus V2 whole square by 2g. So difference of velocity whole square, that means your delta V whole square by 2g is the correct equation. And this equation is basically, this derivation is needed when in the final examination it can be asked that prove that the change of the head loss due to enlargement of the pipe is equal to V1 minus V2 whole square by 2g. Okay, so I hope it is clear how to solve the how to solve this problem and this derivation, and it is very very important, I am telling you. So if it is clear, then let us solve a numerical in problem number 11.8. Find the loss of head when the pipe of diameter 200 mm is suddenly enlarged to a diameter 400 mm. The rate of flow of water through the pipe is your 250 liter per second. So first of all, go through the problem, pause the video and see the solution after that. Okay, so here basically a diameter d1 is given 200 mm, that means 0.2 meter. Area a1 is given pi by 4 d1 square. Okay, that means you can find out. So this is the area a2 a1. Now area a1, now diameter d1 d2 is given also, so 400 mm, so it is equal to 0.4 meter. So what is the area a2? A2 is equal to pi by 4 d square. So this is your a2. Now what you need to find out? We need to find out the HE. So H is equal to, we know that V1 minus V2 whole square by 2g. So here you can see the discharge is equal to 250 liter per second. So this is your meter cube per second you have to take. So by divided by 1,001.25 meter cube per second. Now you need to find out the velocity, because to find out the HE you need to find out velocity V1 and V2 anyhow. So V1 is equal to what? Q by A1, and V2 is equal to what? Q by A2, because continuity equation. So discharge is given, area you have found out, discharge is given, area A2 you have found out. So ultimately this is the expression, and put all the values, you will be getting the answer 1.816 meter of water. Okay, I hope it is clear. Again one more numerical, let us solve. At a sudden enlargement of water main from 250 mm to 480 mm diameter, the hydraulic gradient rises by 10 millimeter. Estimate the rate of flow. So one more important thing, it was come in JNTU 2002. So diameter d1 and d2 give hydraulic gradient rises 10 millimeter. Very very important. What do you mean by hydraulic gradient? So basically here the main concept is that hydraulic gradient. What do you mean by that? Hydraulic gradient? Hydraulic gradient basically is summation of pressure head and datum head is called hydraulic gradient. Now the rise means your difference of pressure head, that means your P2 by rho g plus Z2 by minus P1 by rho g plus Z1. So this is equal to 10. Okay. So you need to find out the rate of flow means your discharge. Discharge, how we can find out discharge? We can find out discharge is equal to Q is equal to area into velocity. Okay. Now very very important problem for your final exam. This kind of numerical can be asked. So first of all, pause the video and see the solution after that. See here, D1, A1, D2, A2 you can find out easily. Rise of hydraulic gradient means your summation of, that means your pressure head plus datum head difference. Okay, so this is equal to 10 millimeter, it is given. So ultimately this is your 1 by 10 meter is the rise of hydraulic gradient. You know that discharge is denoted by Q. Now if I want to consider the Bernoulli's equation. So Bernoulli's equation of to both section, that is smaller pipe section and large pipe section, is equal to what? This is your Bernoulli's equation, and this is what? Head loss due to enlargement. Okay, P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus Z1 is equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2 plus head loss due to enlargement. Now you know that H is equal to V1 minus V2 whole square by 2g. So from the continuity equation we know that A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. So V1 is equal to A2 V2 by A1 V1. So ultimately it is equal to 4 V2. V1 is equal to 4 V2. Keep it in your mind. We will be putting this value H is equal to 4 V2 because V1 is equal to 4 V2. So 9 V2 square by 2g is the HE. Now put the value. This is your P1 by rho g. V1 square by 2g. V1 is equal to 4 V1 V2. Z1. Okay. Then P2 by rho g. Then V2 square by 2g. Then Z2. Then 9 V2 square by 2g because it is your HE. Now after simplifying this, you will be getting this equation, this figure. So in this figure, in the right hand side, what is seen? It is your hydraulic gradient rise. So hydraulic gradient rise is equal to 1 by 100 meter. Put all the value, only the unknown equation is your V2. Only the unknown is your V2. Rest of the parameter it is known. So once you have got V2 here, you can see. So V2 is equal to 0.181 meter per second. So what is discharge? Discharge is equal to Q is equal to A2 V2. So ultimately, you know that diameter D2 is equal to 0.48. So put the value of D2, put the value of V2 already I have got right now. You will be getting this is your 0.03275 meter cube per second, or in case if you want to replace it in terms of liter per second, then simply multiple 10 to the 3 multiplied by 10 to the 3, we will be getting the answer 32.75 liter per second is the correct answer. Problem number 10, 11.10 is the homework. Next class we will be discussing about the loss of head due to sudden contraction. So this is all about the lecture. I hope it is clear, and all these what I have discussed, I hope this will be your homework. This is your assignment. Solve it in your home, submit to my email ID. In case if you want to get admission for new student, I would like to say that admission is open for 2020. Mechanical engineering department welcomes, that means the Department of Mechanical Engineering is your NB accredited college. You can join here in case any kind of doubt, or you if you want to see the lab facilities and all these, you can contact here. Okay, and you can contact here also, or you can contact my number. This is my contact number. You can WhatsApp me any kind of doubt, query, you can ask me. Okay, so I hope it is clear today. Up to this, thank you for listening.